Actually,
to like the 332 like SCAD like animation Discord.
Yes.
this is awesome.
Oh, my friends are gonna.
Aww.
It's like elephant ears.
That's white.
Like
That's
rabbit
it's
is.
a different animal.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Okay, so we have that.
Oh my god.
So then if I do another drawing, I have the next key where I'm going to, right? So maybe he
Yeah,
is.
you can see that under your paper.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yep, you can see through it. Now you always have a light. That's why you have this translucent.
Right.
So you have a light you can turn on, mostly for cleanup. I'd have a foot pedal. So I have my Disney animation desk at home. So if you guys ever saw me on Zoom, if we ever met on Zoom for office hours, when I'm home, I can press it and the light will turn on, and it wraps around like a cockpit of a jet, and it has all these secret drawers, and it has hydraulics.
What?
Alright, so I know what I want for my birthday.
So, so let's say he's doing a take, like a big.
It's probably so expensive for all that stuff, though.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very good investment.
That desk was $8,000.
They let wait.
Never mind.
So they let you keep it, or
Some birthday.
Some birthday.
they let you keep
I
it,
didn't
or did
pay
you have
that.
to buy it
They let
back?
me keep it.
Oh,
Good.
What about the price of it?
I
Oh,
mean,
you have a black wing. I just realized.
Yeah,
Nice.
Disney-
Yeah, these are, by the way, these black wings. If you
They're
haven't
so
used
great.
these, they're super smooth.
Like butter.
They're made in the 20s for writing sheet music, and all of the 9 Old Men used to use these to animate at Disney, early Warner Brothers. It was the animator's pencil, they considered it, and they went away in the 90s, late 90s,
I have a pack.
early 2000s, I think,
Are they back or?
and they came back now, so you can buy them on Amazon. It's like $20 for a box.
Yes.
Is it because you have to write sheet music really,
I have
really quickly when you're
12
like
on, like,
in
I
the
think so, yeah. I think so.
learning the music as quickly on the fly?
I think so, yeah.
Makes sense.
And because it was just completely dark, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Am I getting a good video angle from here?
What's it called? Blackwing?
Blackwing.
Is it at the
If
shop
anyone
they
wants
have
to
there?
try
It's
it,
an Amazon. Well, I
I'll
got
let
it
you
from
try it.
Amazon. Because they're usually like, I don't think they're at Blick.
Oh, is it not?
Would you say
Something
it's like
like that.
smoother feeling Right. too?
What's that?
Would you say it's smoother feeling compared to like a regular
Oh
like
yeah, it's way better.
HB pencil?
It's literally like
So,
you're writing.
let's say
with
here's a
butter.
key. Here's a key.
Oh, sweet.
Right.
That's so cool.
So if I want to do a breakdown or an in between, I'd put another sheet on top. So how would you think I would do that, right? You would turn on the light table and just start doing this? No. Right? So this is why I have you guys use F and G.
Yeah.
Because now you can go like this. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my
So I
god.
can go,
Technique. Dude, that technique. My goodness.
So you put the breakdown like above.
You put it on top of both of them.
Because I usually like I had to put. I have it in the middle, where I like.
I also had it in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was.
It would also be really awkward if you had it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awkward because I couldn't really like see it properly. But if I put the breakdown, it's just that when you have to move things around, it's just like harmony kind of like my timeline kind of gets messed
I would
up.
prefer to.
We're spoiled with onion skin.
So yeah,
Yes, we are.
the breakdown's on the top, yeah, or the in between,
Do
depending on
you
what you
think
do.
even digitally animating, it'd be better to have the breakdown at the very end?
No, so you guys are working. You're using Alt Shift, and you're putting in a new drawing in there, and you're just using F and G to kind of work between it.
Yeah, because it goes in the middle.
Yeah.
Goes in the middle.
That's fine, right?
That's totally fine. That's what
Okay.
you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Okay,
But for us, for here,
This just makes
It's
more sense on
easier,
paper.
yeah, because you can't put it in between like that.
Yeah.
You have to draw on top. So
Can't
I
make
like
it
that pencil.
disappear.
Yeah, it's got
I
like
the
a longer
eraser
eraser.
form.
yeah, it's such a good pencil. This is really rough, but squash in there. So now I can do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Professor, do we have permission to post this since you don't work at Disney
yeah,
anymore?
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
So you see how that works? This is my breakdown.
I missed one.
And
That's
then
so cool.
what I would do is I would put this over on there, and I would then put this between like this, and then I could flip. So flipping, this is flipping, and then this is rolling,
Whoa.
right? And then when you get a big
You
stack,
have
when
to
your
learn
scene's
how to do
done,
those movements, right?
yeah,
Is
you have
there
to.
like a specific purpose for doing either flipping or rolling?
Yeah, so rolling, I can go all right, I want to work on this drawing here. Let me work on this one a little bit more. Let me fix this one over here.
It's really
I could
funny
do
seeing
one
all the
more
cameras
here, too.
around.
Right? But this is the only way that you can get that in-between or breakdown in there is by putting that middle drawing on top and doing that. So you go 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
like that. 1, 2, 3. And then what happens is cleanup has to do this too, but you get these little marks on the side, and they couldn't have that for scanners because the line has to be like laser quality, and you can't. They'll pick some of that up, especially if you have graphite on your fingers.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
goes
don't
into
they
it.
make like anti-scan type color pencil?
Yeah, they would use. We would use Colorase red,
Oh.
and then they had in the computer a filter to take out red.
Oh, nice.
So that's what they would do, but the graphite, no. So what they would do is put Post-its on the end of the paper and flip off the Post-its, and you wouldn't get any marks on the paper. Right, so that's how they would work. Now, if you had you finish your scene, and on average we'd have like 220 frames or whatever per week on average, roughly. So you had a lot of drawings. It was thicker. So what you would do is you would pick up. I only have 3 drawings here. I would go like this and collate the bottom, which would be something like this. It would be about this much. That was your average scene, maybe a little bit more. I would go like this, and then pull the bottom out with my thumb, with my fingers here. So it would do this, and then I could go.
Oh my god.
And so if you get good at it, I can flip this through, and this is the other type of flipping. 2 types of flipping and 1 rolling. I could see the whole scene without ever shooting it on the computer, and it's the exact timing you'd see on the screen. Right, so that's what you would do there.
Do we like practice stuff with the drawings as well?
Yeah.
We could cut them in pieces and
They're not
we
that,
all-
they're not that big, so you just do that, right?
Yeah.
It's hard when it's only 3 drawings there.
Oh.
I like this queen.
So yeah, if you guys want them, I'll move them over here.
Oh my god!
Hold on.
I gotta get one.
Yes! You guys are ahead of me!
You gotta draw more now. You can't do that. No.
So this is, so that's that. Any questions on that? No? Something else. No?
You got any more stitch drawings?
Is that cheaper to get something like this?
Yes, so if you want to do this at home,
Yeah.
go on Amazon. They sell, you can get a clear piece of just lucite, or you can cut it yourself. You can sell, this is glass, but you can get like lucite plastic at Home Depot and cut it in a circle and put it into a desk, like a light table or something, or just put LEDs behind it and you can turn it on yourself. And then the pegs you can get on Amazon. They're plastic, but you can get them with all 3 round pegs in it. And this is what I had when we were doing 2D here before COVID. That's what I did. I put in myself peg bars with just the round. Because then what you can do is you can buy a ream of paper from Walmart for
Yeah.
$3.50, and then use a 3-punch loose leaf hole punch.
Yeah,
That you can get
or
for
you
like
could just use like normal
$6.
notebook paper.
Like notebook paper. And
Yeah,
you just punch
that's
it,
what I
and you
used
have
to
the
do.
3 holes, and you can flip and have your paper.
They don't
Yeah.
make like a hole punch or like any kind of pegs like these anymore.
Like these now. No, these are real expensive. And they don't really make them.
You have to custom make it yourself.
Yeah, so you just do the 3.
It's okay. We're going back to middle school time where we made it ourselves.
Yeah. But you can definitely, yeah. This was, I used to animate with this a lot too. This, I would use a Colorase, blue Colorase, or a Tuscan red Colorase. And then I would use this. And this.
Where can you find Colorays from?
You can order them on Amazon. I just went to Blix and I didn't see any there. I was trying to pick up something.
What kind of like? Can I see that? My kid
Yeah.
got this as well.
That's a thick piece of lead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen Sydney with this kind of pencil.
All those Chifu drawings that you saw I had here,
yeah.
that was done with that pencil.
Nice. It looks like the grip looks nice.
What pencil do you use for final finish animation? The cleanup.
I'll usually use this. I have a yellow one that's a little thicker, and I have this a sharpener that you kind of go like this and it sharpens this. So I would usually do that. For
Is it
no, I
okay?
mean for tie downs.
Yeah.
For
I'm
cleanup,
just gonna like.
they're mechanical pencils they used to use. Yeah, these are all different
How
sizes.
long would it take to clean up a single drawing? Or does it? Well, yeah, it depends on the artist. But like,
Depends.
how long did it take for you? Like your first month or so, and then like.
To do a cleanup for 30 minutes.
Could I like
I'm just
And then
like
later on,
just
after
for the
you've done it for a
pencil
couple
quality?
years,
Oh yeah, I have one of my
you
bags.
This is like much rougher
You're down to
paper
about
though.
Yeah.
For drawing, rough drawings I had down to 8.
That's for no pip.
So I would do a key.
No, what?
minutes,
Is that me?
you know,
Minutes per shot or
No,
per
per
drawing.
drawing.
Yeah. So you can calculate how long a scene's going to take you to do. Yeah.
I have a question.
Per week, 100 pages.
Ooh.
What's that?
Yeah.
So, how many times do you draw a character before you really you're like, okay, I got it, because I'm trying to see a drawing my own behind and I'm trying to draw myself, and it's still like not locked in yet. What shapes are good for?
How long do you get used to a character? How long
It is? Oh, it
It could
does.
take, it would take weeks. We would ramp up for 2 months before film, and it would just be nonstop animation tests. So it was, and the first scene that you get, you're a little nervous.
Just to be
because
the
you're
back of
like,
the paper.
this counts. It's gonna be on the screen forever.
Yeah.
And so it's, but so you wanted to get as much tests under your belts before that. That's why I have you guys in this class do one character the entire quarter.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as what we would do to ramp up. So
It's more important to get really good at one character.
Yeah, really good at one character. So if
'Cause
you,
you only
if you
get
want to build
hired
a
for
demo
one
reel,
character.
pick one character like in the summer, and try to get yourself to do one test every week or 2 weeks. Do that for a month and say, okay, all right, good, I got this one out of it. I did 3 of them, but this one's really good, and now I'm going to go on to the next thing. Yeah. This. Oh, by the way, I brought this in too because it was attached to it.
Okay.
This is.
No biggie.
If anyone wants to try that pencil,
Tiki.
Oh, we've been drawing with it.
Yeah. Everyone's been trying to draw with
this
it.
is the. You guys heard of Style Guide, right?
Yeah.
Here's the Style Guide from Milan.
Oh, should I stop recording this?
No, you can record this. So this is from Chen Yi Chang. I went to school with him, really talented. So he would just do some sketches and he wanted to talk about flow with the characters. And this became the style guide for all of us. Yeah, and so we would all get this when the film started up. And you could see him talk about visual flow with the characters, even though these are just live drawings.
I was gonna say Mulan's very attached to life, so.
Oh yeah, big time. And you could see those are stiff.
Yeah.
But he wanted the flow in there that you got from the previous ones. Now, then he wanted to show how folds would be done. So the style that he got were from Chinese paintings mostly and architecture, and he wanted that put into everything from the effects to the fabrics to the character design. And you can see here of what all his rules were. These triangular shapes in the negative space was also another thing he wanted.
Horse anatomy.
Yeah, he was
Me?
really good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
How
that's like
often-
the textbook
how
where it's like you draw.
Yeah, this feels like the animator survival guide
How often
book.
do you think people plan out in their style guides the shapes of the negative space? Is that very common occurrence?
No,
That's
it
what I thought.
depends from film to film. That was his thing. He would find the negative space and look at the flow, even with the ankle bone, with the toes. He had S curves and everything, even the hands.
It's like water.
Like I still remember that's
Yeah.
how Mulan's hand is drawn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he wanted that flow. And look at this. There's always in a Chinese painting. This is the essence of it: a focal point, a dot, and then an S curve coming out from around it or up to it.
Yeah.
And that was
Especially in the
there you
mountain
go.
paintings.
And
Yeah.
here's even statues, even in the architecture
Everything
and
is
in the
S
paintings.
curves.
Focal point, S curve, focal point, S curve. And it goes, that's what the style guide's all about. So if you can find something in a culture that you can bring into your capstones, then it's very much.
So when you animated, do you feel like when you animated your character, the whole character moved like an S curve?
Yeah, you try to stick with that. Even Lilo and Stitch had a style guide to it too. I have that as well, and that was everything's weighted towards the bottom, so everything was different with that one. There was a 70-30 rule. Even the palms
Like the fingers
were 70%. The fingers were short 30%. Everything, toes, hands, the design itself was very, that's why they're very short and stubby, a lot of the characters.
I'm picturing it in my head. A lot of the scenes were like,
Yeah,
it's like a lot of like pointed ends.
that was a 70-30 rule. And then, so that was, and also the boomerang shape was in almost everything too. That's what Chris Sanders wanted. So that was part of the style for that. If you look at this, twists and flow, look at the difference in the two. This was a drawing of Shang, but then look at that one. See how the dynamics are a lot different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is exactly the training you would have to do. Is you get on the same page. I'm sorry, you'd have to get into meetings and things to kind of make sure you're catching all that. Here's the triangle repetitions within the actual shapes itself
I'm
again.
sure that helps them keep volume.
Exactly.
Oh, the feet too. I realized it's like a lot of flow from like the body into the feet. I remember like especially Mulan shoes. They were like very like. Or I remember like looking at her feet. I'm like they looked small and pointed.
Exactly. This is advanced character design right here. This is basically rules that you're coming up with. There's your S curves in the shapes of the legs. There's your focal points.
Oh, I love how it's not like exactly like realistic too. It's like very stylistic for the
Because
legs.
they're kind of like their paintings. You look at this, equal kind of shapes, boring and static, but then concentrated detail, dynamic. You can see that carrying through. Here's your triangle shapes within here, broken up.
Do these have more like a curve? And they can use
Exactly.
mouth when it gives this curve around it.
Exactly. Contrast and variation.
Y'all
within-
also have was that like plan drawing to people that you see from like far distance? Because I was thinking about the fact that you actually have to. I don't know if people plan or if it just happens when people know how to draw what the characters will look like from a distance, what details to go into, what details that stay.
Yeah, it's the diminishing detail kind of rule. Everything's farther away, you would put less detail in it. So that,
How long does it take for this guy to make the style
They would just let
guide?
y'all decide what was necessary at the time.
yeah.
I think of like
What was that, Harvey?
capstone.
Yeah, these are rules.
Harvey,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Oh, do you know how long it takes to make like the style guide for this?
It could take a couple months or a month. Yeah, for him, probably a week. No, he took a bit. These are, you can see some examples from paintings. There's that S curve over and over again. Focal point, a dark area. Here.
Almost like a,
Yeah, this is like your mood board.
And here's, our professor was like, yeah, make your mood board really pretty. All crazy stuff. Make it
No,
look
no,
consistent.
it's the core of what you need from it. Is really the core.
Yeah, just making sure the style is consistent.
Yeah.
I pointed it out. Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just going to come in front of all of you.
This would be the extent, of what a mood board would have been for us. The packet was basically your style guide.
This was made when?
This was in the early '90s.
Let's see how long I can hold my arm like this.
There's some more.
This
You can
is
see
my
that
muscle training.
over and over again.
this
in
is
there.
what cross I have to remember.
Yeah.
See the
All the
influence
boards
in
is-
Yeah.
I can see it.
I love
It's very
this,
much they call it.
Yeah.
Very dynamic.
Let me bring it closer.
paintings as well.
They're pretty great.
Can't tell if it sees it.
That's beautiful.
I can see
Yeah.
That's great. You know what that says?
No,
Even the characters take a S curve.
yeah,
All of them.
every single one.
S curves.
It's like animated.
It's fun to kind of go into their culture and look at their architecture, their paintings, their sculptures, and just kind of dissect it, or clothes, and just see why.
There's so much
What they
flow
do
in
and
like
why.
Chinese clothing,
Oh yeah,
and like
it's just beautiful.
it just feels lighter.
Just look at that one.
Yeah, that's.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see a film in this style now.
That is beautiful.
I mean, there's so
That reminds
much.
me
I
of,
mean, if you look at the Indian culture, the art in there is just
Yeah.
incredible. It's just there's so much you can add into films. You know, the Scandinavian
They
culture.
still experiment again with their art style, so we could like make more.
I'm surprised films get made the amount of research they have to go through.
There's all the clothing changes.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people.
Like I'm pretty
Well, a lot
I'm
of
pretty
people
sure I
are-
remember hearing at a panel Disney has like a whole dedicated department to researching cultures.
Yeah, Yeah.
That makes sense.
And also, like a lot of, that's why they hire people from different cultures, because then they don't have to like go in blind. Someone from a different culture.
It's more work to like have to research it yourself.
Yeah.
So hopefully that kind of gives you some ideas and help.
That was awesome.
If they hired
That's
me,
pretty cool.
something